Welcome back to Lowcountry View of Hilton Head. My name is Earl Yates. I'm your host. The second part of my show, I have none other than Chris Schembra. He's becoming probably the most famous person on Hilton Head. He's taken that spot from his father, Phil Schembra. Today we'll talk a little bit about Chris growing up on Hilton Head, his experiences, and also now making his move into the business world and doing it very well. I'm sure most people are finding his name to be in absolutely every circle there possibly is because he's working his butt off and it's paying off for him very well. Chris.
Thank you for having me, Earl.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. Let's just start from the beginning of what you know of Hilton Head.
The beginnings. Where do I start? Well, from a very young age, I fell in love with the people who raised me, the way they raised me, and the island in which they raised me on. And I've tried, you know, I went to school, I went off to more school, and then traveled the world a bit. And it really never, in all the places that I lived, whether it be South America, Washington, Utah, you name it, it never really felt like home. Because the people who raised me here, the way they raised me, and the island they raised me on, really is home to me, just like it's always been home to you. And actually the first part of the segment, David Young, another fellow native, so really just growing up on Hilton Head crafted me into the person I am today and the person I will always be, and Hilton Head will always be my home.
Now, from the beginning, you said, you know, your parents have been instrumental.
Oh, huge.
And of course, your father, I mean, I would like to get him in a position where he's a mentor to me because he just has so much information to give and such solid information. A lot of people base their information on opinions. He's done a lot of research, you know.
He's a very opinionated man.
Absolutely.
He's been my role model, my mentor in all walks of life, a best friend as well. But it's my mother who's had a very, very, very strong impact on me, even more of an impact than I give her credit to. I love you, Mom. She's my rock. Yeah. She is the one who keeps us and the family organized. She is the one who keeps us level-headed, and she is where I get my love of philanthropy, and for that I'm grateful. So it's my mom and dad as a combination that's really crafted me to who I am today.
Well, hopefully when you become very famous, she remembers the small things.
Well, I'll always be a mama's boy, I'll tell you that. But
now you've made your transitions in life, even before we go to what you're doing now, because that's very special with your photography and everything. As a kid on Hilton Head, what are some of your experiences that you use now in your professional life?
Well, I think the community that I was raised in taught me to value interpersonal relationships. For instance, the prep community instilled at me in a very young age that, oh, it's cool to go say hi to your friend's parents at a football game or at a soccer game. And that's crafted me into kind of the person I am right now. I know no stranger. I learned it from my father, learned it from the prep community, learned it from the island community. There's so many people that we need to talk to on a daily basis, whether it be a visitor or a local alike, and it's all right to go say hi to them. And growing up in the island, you know, you welcome new people into your life, and that's what I want to do for a living, is meet as many people as possible and figure out how to help them in any way that I can. So the prep community built me up. My father's always raised me into to be a religious man, but right now I'm just a spiritual man, and just the island itself is just full of nice people. So.
Now, you're entering the phase in your life where you're really trying to find your stride as far as career goes. How is that going for you?
Well, I'm trying new things on a daily basis. I'm trying to reinvent myself on a daily. I think there's a good man named Alan Kay who lives on this earth, and he once said the best way to predict your future is to invent it. And that's what I like to do best with myself, is just invent where I'm going next. I think I would have taken a different approach had I, just a little background, I didn't finish college, I traveled a little bit of the world, I did my own thing. Had I not done that, had maybe our economic standpoint in life not been the way it is today, I think I would have followed, you know, the path of being a college graduate, going and seeking a job opportunity in a big city. But if you really look at it, that's not really, truthfully, that's not how the world is today. I think the backup of college graduates looking for jobs stems back a couple years. And I'm not even a college graduate. So there really is no hope for me going and handing a resume to someone and saying, I have the credentials and pedigree. I can't do that. So my business experience is me creating something for myself with the help of friends and family who live on this island, which is why I live here in the first place. It's because this is my home. And I have people like you and people like anybody who supports me that I can reach out a helping hand to. I have to be humble enough to ask for help, and they will give it back to me. So that's why I stayed here. And that's what I'm doing with my business, is that I'm creating things for myself as a young entrepreneur. And I think that today's recession, today's economy as it is today, is affording young people the opportunity to create things for themselves. We're breeding young entrepreneurs. And the island has been just a breeding ground for me and my network and my abilities.
Well, I think it's also to be said that it's very special that the place that you get to call home is Hilton Head.
Oh, God.
Because, I mean, not only for its beauty, but I've always noticed when I traveled abroad and also went away to live in different places that Hilton Head is pretty surreal. It's not a very good depiction of the world because we have so many things available to us that most can only grab it for about a week or 2 weeks if they're lucky. And that's not only the beach and the marsh, but also, the spirit of living that this island provides. And it's great to see you grabbing hold of it. I mean, because we met each other, I guess, it was the Christmas party.
Yeah.
And that's a very short period of time. And since then, it's been on like, I'm doing this
been
now.
on like Donkey Kong.
I'm doing it.
I've been everywhere.
Yeah,
I've been everywhere.
I'm extremely happy for you, having your dad on a couple times. And I don't think you have a bigger cheerleader in the world than your father. And that's a good thing.
It's a good corner to be in with him. I think the only reason that I'd be here today is because I have strong leadership within my family and within my close circle of friends, and he definitely spearheads that on the business side of things. I mean, without him, I'd be lost. It's one thing to go, head first into something that you're creating on your own. It's another thing to go in head first, creating it on your own with a circle of opportunity around you and mentors and advisors and teachers. That's what every kid needs, a teacher. And my father's been a tremendous teacher, better than I could ever give him credit for. So
now let's speak about Chris as the businessman.
Oh, God.
Well, we've arrived at that part of the show. Go for it, please.
Chris is the businessman. It's a very simple kind of, it's like a triangular love affair. I have a love of being on camera.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. I've actually got my camera with me right here. Yeah.
Yes. I'm on your camera. You love your camera.
Yeah,
I can tell.
I love my camera. I carry it everywhere. So I started a video production company, and I'm just trying to make movies, films of my friends having fun, films of me having fun, and films for people's businesses. Second thing is I'm getting into real estate. I'm getting my license in 2 weeks out in Bluffton, and so I'll start. I mean, my father's had built a strong name for himself here on the island, and it'd be very disrespectful if I didn't try it out, the whole real estate thing, and I'm going to try it out and buy 12 spiral-bound notebooks and just take notes for the next couple of years of what my dad has to teach. As a teacher, it's time for him to be a teacher in life now. And the third thing I'm doing, I'm very, very, very in love with. It's actually the brainchild of my best friend and fraternity brother, George Georgiev. Met him down in college. He is from Bulgaria. He came to America through language travel, and now we've started a company where we send people around the world to study foreign languages. It's a very romantically appealing company, and I can even travel the world shooting video, so it kind of ties it all together.
It's good you got it figured out. Because the good time is in it. I see the good time in it.
It's fun. It's something to smile about.
Yeah, you're certainly rewarding yourself for your hard work. And I found that that's a very important thing in life. I mean, there's been times that we can look back in our past and see people who have completely devoted themselves just to work and nothing else. And money comes and sometimes even fame, but you don't know how to embrace it or even cherish it if all you've done is just that.
Yeah.
And I don't see that happening, Chris Schembra,
No,
because
it's all about balance.
you definitely have a good time. Chris, it's been a pleasure. I'm sure this is not going to be the last time that you're on the show.
Thank you.
Not only for
Thank you.
your business standpoint, but also, man, it's a lot of fun.
I look forward to a lasting relationship between two fellow natives. So.
It's going to happen.
It's going to be awesome.
It's already done. Well, I hope that you've had as much fun watching us as we've certainly had being in front of the camera. Of course, I thought I loved the camera so much, but I found Chris, he may love it even more. Well, once again, this is Chris Schembra. He's been my guest for the second part in Lowcountry View with Earl Yates. Hope you've enjoyed yourself. Have a good night.